Hello guys, I'm back. Here we are again. So today, this afternoon, so we have an HP laptop here. So that is an HP laptop. See that? So the problem with this HP laptop is not turning on. So no power. So let me show you the problem. So let's plug in the charger. Okay, so we plugged in now the charger. So let's see. So let's power it on. So it has no lights here, so no lights. But then when we power it on, see that it's blinking. It's blinking. When we power it on, it's blinking. Okay. So that is from the charging port. So meaning there is a current uh, coming from the charger. So meaning the charger is good, it is functional, but then in that case, so we have a shortage on the board. So that's why it's only blinking. Okay, so we will check the problem. So let me disassemble this first. And it has ants here. So maybe it was being, the ants has been reside uh, inside this laptop. So that is maybe that is one of the cause why and how does this printer does not work. Okay, so this is our board, and we will get the power button so that we could check it. Okay, so that is the power from the power button. Okay, so we'll just let it to be there, and we will move now into the microscope. So I hope you can see. Okay, so in this case, we are going to check, or we are going to look for the first and second MOSFET that holds the current to, to be distributed into the board. Okay, so if this is the power, the charging port, so we have here a charging, so we have here a connections from the charging port. So meaning, so we have here, I hope you can see this, how I'm going to, okay, so in this case, so I hope you can see this one. Okay, so if this is the charging port, so we will trace the connections from this charging port down to this one. So the first and second MOSFET of this is these two ICs here, 1 and 2. So when we trace it, so it moves into that part, then goes right here. So that is the first thing that we're going to check, if there is a current that comes in into that MOSFET. Okay, so let us plug in now the charger, and let us set um, let us set the multi multimeter into 200 volts. So 20 volts is okay, but then maybe it is higher, but then it is only 19 point something. But then this time we need to be sure, so we need to put it into to 200 volts just to check if there is an existing current here. Okay, so this is the charging port, so positive and negative. So let's check it. So we have a 19.5. Let me show you how. Okay, so I hope you can see that. So I will check the charging port. negative, and positive. So we have in 19.5, so meaning we don't have a problem on the charging port. So this time we will check now the MOSFET. So let me turn on the, okay, so I think that is more visible for you. So I hope you can see it. So we will check now the first and second MOSFET, which is located into this part. Okay, so negative, then so we'll now check the input. So under the input, so we don't have, we just only have the point 3. Then the other input, same with point 3. Then the output. So from the output, from the source, so we don't have, then from the drain, so we don't have any reading. So that is the first MOSFET. So let's check the second MOSFET. The second MOSFET, so from the input, okay, so we don't have a reading. This is now the second MOSFET. Then from the drain, let's check. So from the drain, we have a point 3. So we have a point 3. And from the output, we have a point 3. Okay. So let us trace this one. So what is the problem of this? So let's check from here. So negative from this MOSFET. Let's check it. So we still have two MOSFETs here. So this is the output. So we don't have an output here. So this is the drain. So we don't have from the input. So we don't have input. We don't have. We still have 0.3. Now, in this case, we are going to check. Um, we are going to check the capacitor, this capacitor of this of this board. Randomly, we'll check it. So negative. So let's check if there is a shortage. So it's almost 0.3. So now, fluctuating. Okay, so it is fluctuating. Okay, so we don't have all. Okay, so just hang on first. I have a customer here, so I'm going to post this one. We will continue this after this. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So at least we post the video. I have my customer there, so down there, because I am on the second floor of my house. So They are waiting for me, so that's why I just talk to them. Then they just you know I'm going to check their laptop because there is this eye problem. But then I'm going to finish this first before I proceed to their laptop because it is urgent. So same with this also urgent. So everything is urgent here. So I'm always boyat, boyat, boyat. Okay. So where we are? So we are now on the first and second MOSFET. So it has no output. So let's check this MOSFET. So I think this is the power MOSFET. I don't know. So maybe there is a broken resistor or maybe something like that, or I don't know. So that's why the flow of current uh, does not really move into the parts of the board. So this one, the output of this is, so we don't have about output. We don't have also from the drain, so we don't have any response there. How about the input? So we have a 19.5 input here. So from this, so we have uh, okay. So from here, so we have a 19.5. So this is the input. We have a 19.5, but then on the output, so we don't have an output here. So I think yes po. Ano da? Ay, iyo, dara mo na? Sige, halat lang. Baba ako. Wait. Just wait. May use customer na naman ulit for cellphone. Okay, so it's hard. Yeah. If you have customers, it's really hard. Okay, so they just brought this cell phone. So dead cell phone. So we'll check this after and after and after. So we have many pending works here. So hopefully that within this week we could repair at least 20 laptops and at least 5 printers or okay. So let me continue. Nakakapagod. Okay. Okay, so I think that there is a fuse here. So let me show you that fuse. So if you can see it, so that is the fuse there. So that is a fuse. So maybe the problem is the fuse because we have an input there, then we don't have it. Okay, so let's check it again. So we have an input, but then we don't have an output. It's 19. So let's check the fuse. So let's check the fuse. So we don't have, so from this fuse, so we don't have an output, but then we do have an input from the fuse. So I think the problem of this is the fuse. So because this is an old type HP, Actually, so this is a DCP printer. This is a DCP package. Then this is maybe um, it was given into the schools in the year 2014, I think 2011. So so we have a few years. So this is the first time that I encountered that, you know, um, that this kind of has a fuse. This is really a fuse. So maybe the problem is the fuse. I don't know. So I think we can jump that fuse. Uh, I think we can jump this fuse. L. So this is an L6035. L6035. We will look to L6035. L. So in this part we have, is that really an L6035? I think so. I think that is a L6035. So if you can see it, sorry, if you can see it, so this one, if you can see it, maybe it is damaged, because it's totally black. It is really the same with a fuse. I don't know. So let's check the other part if there is a shortage here. Then we have here the BIOS IC, BIOS IC. That is the BIOS IC. So let's check the back part of this. Okay, so let's check first the IC on this, on the back part, if there is an input or output there. Okay, so this is the input. So we don't have an input here. So we don't have a reading. So we don't have a reading. So nothing. As in totally, uh, there is a current that comes into the board, but then there is one thing that holds the current not to be distributed into the board. So that's our problem. So that's what we are going to check. Okay, we check it. So let's remove the charger. Then we will move into connectivity. From this, we will check those capacitor. If there is shortage on the capacitor. Okay, so we have here a shortage. On this line, we have a shortage here. We just do this randomly. Still, we have a short here. Okay, let me guess. I don't know if it is really on the fuse here because there is. I think this is a fuse here. It is really a fuse. Then it is maybe the color of this is only black. I don't know. So maybe. So let's check on this part if there is a shortage here. So we have a shortage here. Still the same. So this one we have a shortage here. Now on the other part of this we have a shortage here. So maybe the problem is on this one. Okay, come on, it is not now short. So we don't have now a short here. Let's check on the other side of this one. So we have a short here. We have a short here. Then this is moving on the other side of the board. So on this part. Now, if we do have a short here, okay, it is connected into this part. Okay, so we have a problem here from these two capacitor down to the back part of this board. So where is that? That one. Okay. Then we have here also shortage in this part. So where is that shortage? Okay, so let's check who's getting hot here. So where's the charger of this? So let's press the power button. I think we need bond paper here. Okay, and let's check what is really getting hot here. And let's put a petrol here. So let's put a petrol here so that we can see if I think this is the problem. Then I don't know. Okay, so let's remove that one. So while we are waiting for the while we are waiting for it for the iron, so let's check this. Maybe this one because it is discolored. Maybe we have a problem here. So maybe that one that we are going to detach with. I think that is the one that is really discolored. I think. Okay, so let's remove the other side of the capacitor. We just remove the other side of the capacitor. Then we will check. There is still a shortage. So we still have a shortage here. So we don't have a shortage here. We don't have a shortage here because we removed that. But then is in this part it is the same shortage, but then here, so we don't have a shortage here. Okay, so we don't have we don't have an output on this part. This part we don't have an output, so that's why we need to jump it. So we remove the MOSFET. So where is the MOSFET? So the MOSFET is here. So this is the MOSFET. So we remove it for us to be able to have an output there. So we need to jump it. Of course, if you have an IC, so you can place it there. So maybe the problem is on the IC. But then because we don't have an IC, so we need to jump it. So I'm looking for the wire. So where's the wire? Here. So this is the wire. Okay. So I think that's it. So let's check now if we have an output. Okay. So we will remove now. We just test it. So this time we know the problem. So the problem of this is this one. So this capacitor. So we have a problem here. It's burning. So we will remove now the jump. And we will put back the IC. So I think the IC is good because I see after you know, after I used to jump it, so there is one capacitor which is, you know, getting hot then burning. So maybe that's the problem. So we will put this one back on the line. Then we will remove that capacitor. So after I test it, I mean I plug the charger here. So this one is burning. So creating, you know, a smoke there. So meaning we have a problem here. So that's the problem. So we'll remove that, then we will put back the IC. Okay, so we don't have now a problem. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we solved the problem. So we'll just let this let this board to be, to be get cooler. So it's hot. So we don't have now shortage on the board. So we don't have now a shortage on the board. So let's check it once again. So from this part, so let's check it. So we don't have now. Okay, so we don't have a shortage there. So let's check it here. So we don't have now a shortage there. Okay, on the other side, so we don't have a shortage. On the back of this, on the back of this, so let's check because this one is creating a shortage, but then this time, so we don't have now a shortage here. Why? We have a random shortage here. So let's check the other part. So we don't have a shortage there. So this is what we checked before. Okay, so I think that's it. So let's try. So let's have the here. So let's see if this will work. So let's put the fan here. Then let's put a memory. Then let's plug it in. And let's power it on. Okay. I forgot to plug in the outlet of the charger, the extension I mean. So let's try it. So we have now a clear vision here. So we have now a lights. You can see that. So we have now a lights there. So I hope you can see it. The lights there. So let me turn off the there. So let me turn off the yeah. Okay, so can you see the lights on the charging port? Okay, so that is. Then let's power it on. So we will expect that this will spin. Okay, so it is now spinning. So we finally find the problem. We solve the problem. So that's the problem. Okay, so we'll just let it to work with in that case. Okay, so what I did is that to check the power rail. Okay, so let me point this one to you. So if you can see it, okay, so we'll just let it to work. Okay, so so this is our charging port. So this is our charging port. Then we have here an IC here. So one of the problem is that from the input it has a 19.5 volts that comes in into the input, but then on the output on the other side we don't have now a 19.5 volts. So the same with moving through here, but then because what I did is that I removed this IC, then I jump it, then I plug in the charger. I plug in this charger into the charging port. Then I see that one of the capacitor is burning or getting hot, or getting a smoke there. So it loosened a smoke there, or maybe, but I saw a smoke there. So I think that is the problem. So that capacitor is shortage. So now how this would work without that capacitor, because it has a three capacitor here. So we have a three capacitor here. So that three capacitor are they have the same they have the same job. So when you remove the first capacitor here, so it is okay, so you don't have to replace it, because there is also a two capacitor that will work for him. So we don't have to replace it. But then if it is burned, then you know then it is just only one, so you need to replace it. But then if they are one or two or three or more than, so all you have to do is to remove it. Then you don't have to replace it. You don't have to jump it, because you don't know the capacitance. I think that is capacitance, or that is resistance. I don't know. So because you don't know it, although Or maybe if you have the same board, then you will just get um, the capacitor on that, then in the same place, so maybe it will work because they are the same. Okay, so in continuation to this video, to prove it to you that it is really working, so let us put back the board on the this one. So we just want to see if this is really working. So we need a clear vision here. So let us just, we just only need uh, we just only need the LCD or the screen. We just only need to see it on the screen if this is really working. So let's put back because I just want to show it to you. Sorry. So I want you to see this, if this is really working. So before I reassemble this one, so we need a clear vision for us to be able to see if this is really working. So let's plug it in the charger. So let us turn it on. So we need to see an output on the LCD only. Yes, okay. So we have now a clear vision here. So as you can see that we have now a display. So really, this board is working. So see it. So all you have to do is to think and think and think on what is really the problem. So think first. Try to check first the power rail, the input and the output of the first MOSFET, or the second MOSFET, or the power IC. So you need to check the output, then the input of the power IC. If there is no output on the power IC, so maybe you have now a clear vision. Same with what I did is to remove the IC. Then after I remove it, so that's it. So I jump it. I don't know. Recently, I don't know what I am doing. Why I did that? Why I jumped that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just testing if the power IC is working. But then after I jump it, then I turn it on. So I saw a smoke there on the board. So maybe if there is a smoke, of course there is a burning capacitor or IC, because we supply directly. We supply directly 19 volts going into the first MOSFET and second MOSFET. So because we know that there is shortage there, capacitor, three capacitor shortage there. So that's what happened. It's created a smoke there. So that's our, so I think, I don't know that kind of process, but then I learned into this video, really. I really learned into this video. I really learned on how I work with. I have now a new idea, even though I don't have a schematic. Ever since I never use a schematic. Ever since, just only check everything. If there is a shortage, of course there is a shortage. There is a problem. All you have to do, patiently locate the problem. Try to think bigger. Try to think higher. Try to think out of the box. Try to think across. You know. So that's what you need to do if you want to be a technician. Okay. So let me end this video by saying a good night. So take note, if you are a new viewer into my channel, so all you have to do is to subscribe if you want to be updated more into those videos that I'm going to upload with, because I am repairing a laptop, a printer, and a cell phone. So if you want to be updated, so just click the notification and select all. So you can share this. You can share this into your friends or anyone. Then ask them to subscribe into my channel. So I hope this video may help you a lot. Are you going to troubleshoot your laptop? So thank you so much and have a nice evening. So this is your Sir Alden working um, tonight. So I still have many works there. So, you know, and I will create more videos for this. Thank you so much and have a great evening.